Resolution to elect superintendent referendum. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. At this time, I would like to make a motion to approve the resolution that the board looked at last month with the language that's in it. Hoping we'll get a second and we can move forward with this. So I make that motion at this time for the resolution for return to a elected superintendent.
I'll second that motion.
My question, and then it will go to the 26th election for the resolution to be on there, and then if approved,
28.
it will go 28 for the actual.
The referendum question will be presented to the voters in the 2026 election cycle, and then the superintendent, if it is successful, then the next election for superintendent will be in 2028.
2028?
28, yes.
What I wanted to say about this was that I brought this to the board. And the reason I brought it to the board is the overwhelming majority of the community has asked me to do this. And what we're asking is not to automatically go, because we can't. The statute rules against that. What we have to do is pass a resolution, then it has to go to the county commission, and they get with Mr. Bender and they place it on the ballot at that time. When I was campaigning, this whole community seemed to be focused on this. It started when I was collecting petition cards. And everywhere I went, that was the #1 issue on people's minds, was elected superintendent. They had a not so good feeling about what had happened to us before with this position. What this is about is nothing to do with this wonderful superintendent we have next to us. As he said last time during the workshop, that that I was his teacher. I've known him since he was a young man. And he is doing an outstanding job for this district. But as a leader, most leaders lead from the middle. And then there's those items on the perimeter that really make a difference in the life and quality of a community. Ladies and gentlemen of this board, this is one of those issues. I've been in this district for 50, 60 years, and I have never seen an issue that's more prevalent than this out in the community. When you look at social media now, it's running about 75 to 77% in favor of an elected superintendent. When you say that you want to do an appointed superintendent, so many of these, when they talk about the large numbers, so many of these districts are one-school districts, or they have a K-8 school and then a high school, or they have a middle school, elementary, middle, and high school. But the bottom line is our community is different. Our state is a little different. 57% of the school districts in this state are elected. The legislature more or less forced one school district to change back in South Florida that now has an elected superintendent because the overwhelming majority of the community wanted it and the board would vote for it. There's another school district within, this is happening all over the state. There's another school district that's having board workshops to discuss this item right now here in Northwest Florida because their superintendent is retiring. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to look to the future. And we also have to listen very attentively to what our community is saying to us. We live and work and breathe in this community. The majority of this community is very conservative. Most of the people who seek an appointed superintendent, as some of our speakers pointed out, most of these individuals have ideology that just doesn't match up with this wonderful community we live in, as we witnessed. Right now we have 3 districts in the 5 districts that are overwhelmingly conservative. We have one that's 50-50 and one that's about 30. But when you look at the overall scope of our district, we're a conservative community. And our people are telling us something here. So I encourage you to vote for this because this is something that people want. The people are really, really wanting this. So let's give them what they want, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give them the opportunity to vote again.
Any other discussion?
Yes, sir. At the workshop, I made statements that I said that I wanted to find out about the dates and when things needed to happen. And I did, and I got all the information I needed to be able to make my decision on voting tonight. I've previously said, and I don't want to bore people with too much repetition, but I've worked under and for elected and appointed, and I've seen good and I've seen not as good, and the statement I made before, and I say it again, is it's the quality of the person in the seat. It's not how they get there. But I also know this. I've said it, and I do mean it. No one should have given up or have taken away their right to vote. And I am going to vote in favor of this. I've had conversation with the current superintendent so that if things do go, that in 2028 he will be campaigning. Although we would be, I think we would violate our oath and or what am I trying to say, Ms. Odom, the ethics to campaign for somebody. but since he's not campaigning right now, I will tell you that I will talk to everybody I possibly can to say that they should vote for Mr. Leonard, having him say to me that he would intend to run, barring anything with his health or family health. So I feel comfortable with it, and I do believe that I've had enough people in the community make the same statements to me, and it's for them that I really want to do this. And also knowing, as I said before, that three of us will not be around, after another term, if we have another term. And so we don't know what the makeup of this board will be and how decisions will be made if they went to an appointed. So I am in favor of going back to the elected superintendent.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and Keith, I know I got personal with you the last meeting because Keith is underneath a retirement system that has a drop date. And that's why I wanted to know when that drop date was and for those dates that you were talking about. But a referendum where we let the people decide is a good thing. They've seen now elected, they've seen two appointed. They may decide it's going to be great to have another appointed. Okay, I don't know, but enough people have contacted me that I'm going to vote in favor of letting them have a chance for them to speak across this whole county. One thing I want to say though, I heard a comparison the other night comparing us to other school districts across the nation. I just want to remind my elected friends in Tallahassee. We are the third most populous state in the union, and we only got 67 school districts, okay? California has 977. Texas has 1,207. We're at third place, them two above us. New York, 686 school districts. Georgia, which is down at number 8 in the population count, has 194 districts. Wisconsin, that's a favorite of somebody's here in this town, we know that. It has 421 school districts. It's rated 20th in the nation on population. Alabama, they are 24th in population, have 140 school districts. Mississippi, you know Mississippi, 35. They're ranked 35 on the list. They got 144 school districts. There is nobody like Florida. Nobody. As a matter of fact, when I was at Jeb Bush conference, 2 times now, this last 2 times, I've had other legislators come to me and said, hey, we're thinking about doing the Florida way. And I said, don't do it. Do not do it. You've got a more intimate situation now. If we were like them, you'd have a school district in Beulah, one in Myrtle Grove, you'd have them all scattered around here. And we are not that. So it is very important who that superintendent is. And I trust more the citizens vote on it than any other process.
Ms. Burgos.
Mr. Chair, thank you very much. I appreciate this conversation. I'm unable to support this resolution. I spoke to many people in this district and in the community as well, and they are all for appointed. The appointment came through our voting. In 2018, the county spoke, 2018. The school board revisited it in 2023. It also did not pass. So the appointment is the way to go. I know my fellow board member was talking about various states. We looked at over 99% of the school boards across the nation are appointed. Think about this analogy. If you were going in for heart surgery and 99% of the hospitals and physicians, use this procedure and only 1% uses another position that they've used for a while, would you go with the 1% or the 99 for your, this is something just near and dear. I'm going to switch sides. When we did our resolution and we did our installation, and we spoke, all of us spoke about we make decisions based on the best of the children, best on the teachers, and best on ESPs. I really think this is best for the voters and not for our children. So I have to go with the children. That's my part. Another thing, campaigns, they're stressful. I see my campaign member out there, very stressful, wasn't it? Very time consuming. I was working full time and I had to take a lot of leave to campaign. Do we really want a superintendent to be focused on the children for 2.5 years, and then the other time kind of focus halfway on children and halfway on his campaign? Do we really want that? I think we do not. We want what's best for children. So that's why I'm voting no.
Okay. Mr. Harrell, your light's on.
I know it's on. I wanted to speak, but I know that the rules say that everybody has a chance to speak before you come back to the person who from the. So I was giving you a chance.
And I'm not at this time. I'm conflicted because my constituents are saying they like appointed. I understand. I respect the survey that you got and the information all of you got, but the feedback I've gotten is that they like appointed. I respect the wishes of the board, but I'd like to ask Ms. Odom, if I abstain, does that hold up anything?
You would have to have a legal basis to abstain.
Okay. I have to listen to my constituents in District 3, and they're saying appointed. So I respect the vote of the board. Mr. Harrell, did you have anything?
Yes, I would like to add a couple of comments here. The first thing I want to say that echoes something Mr. Adams said. This has nothing to do with the wonderful superintendent we have now. It's about giving the people what they want and what they've said repeatedly that they want to do. Mr. Leonard is the type of superintendent. I heard someone say that they were a little concerned about the initiatives that are coming up. These initiatives put children first. I will guarantee you that this man next to me will give 110% to every single item on that list every day that he's superintendent. He's got us climbing that ladder. And the reason we're climbing that ladder is because he came within, he knew the system, didn't have to spend 2 years trying to learn people's names and that sort of thing. He knew all the ins and outs of it. And he gained the trust of this community in less than 2 weeks so he could move forward. He saved us 2 years of what it would have been for an appointed superintendent. I've been in this system a long time working as an administrator. And I've studied leadership many times, and I always look to those perimeter items. And ladies and gentlemen, this is one of those perimeter items for our community. The other thing, those who know me and know me well, as an administrator, when we would sit down and make major decisions, the one thing that we would say is this what's best for the boys and girls in our district? And I can tell you from the bottom of my heart, this is, okay? This is best for the boys and girls. It's best for their parents. It's best for the voters. So let's get on with doing great things with this district.
Any more discussion? Let's,
Oh, I'm not through yet. Thank you, Mr. Williams. The other thing I wanted to say, and let me get my notes out here. And you know something? I'm so glad I didn't have to go through all these points of these notes here, but I am picking a few of them. No matter what happens here tonight, I had written that earlier because I didn't know what was going to happen tonight. I even had some other scenarios, but we're going to forget about that. This board, I want to say this to this board. It's something that the superintendent said last time. I am so proud to work with a group of people that can sit together and discuss an item without getting mad, without getting irritated. That's what democracy is all about. We are a wonderful board here, and we sit and we make decisions every day. Several decisions tonight were very contentious, but we were very calm and we went about that. I appreciate this board so much. I appreciate all the things that have been said. I've listened very attentively to all of them, and this is how democracy works. We all have our say, we vote, then we move forward, and once the board makes a decision, we're all on the same page with everything and move forward. That's how it's meant to be, so thank you. Now I'm through, Mr. Williams.
okay.